Hi everyone. This was supposed to be an AMA on the IQ protocol channel, but the team had some technical difficulties, so we are streaming here on the PARSIQ channel right now, and we'll upload this video of this AMA to the IQ protocol channel later. So hopefully you'll found the right link for this AMA, and today's AMA is mostly dedicated to IQ protocol, so I'll try to pick the questions mostly related to that. I will take PARSIQ questions, which in a way relate to IQ protocol as well. So for those who are not as familiar with what we do, so our team here at IQ Labs, we are building IQ protocol, which is a decentralized finance protocol, a money market for renting digital assets for their utility. And we have two versions of the IQ protocol. One which is already live on mainnet on multiple chains, and this is for renting fungible utility tokens. And the NFT rental marketplace and the protocol itself will it's ready. It's about to be given to auditors, so should be it should go on mainnet fully audited around April. We'll definitely keep you updated on this. So, and the main purpose of the IQ protocol is to provide an infrastructure for games, projects, guilds, and really any dApps to be able to implement this within their ecosystem, within their metaverses, so that users, they don't have to purchase assets to use them. They can pay a fee to rent without having to post any collateral, while asset owners can earn passive income in the form of rental yield on their NFT holdings, which, as you can imagine, has a lot of use cases. I've touched upon some of them in the last couple of podcasts I did with Bitcoin.com and with Joey. So renting in-game assets is the low-hanging fruit. It's the obvious use case that we're going after right now. And but there are many more. There are so many more, including that I've mentioned, like social and creator NFTs, access NFTs for software, for services, for features. There are ticketing, memberships, discounts, really advertising. The use cases are immense. We do believe that NFTs will have a lot more utility than fungible assets in the long term. So let's jump into the questions. Hi Tom. Autonio team confirmed that they receive PARSIQ services for free on their IQ pool. So how are PRQ holders benefiting from IQ protocol? Well, actually, I'm not involved with every BD deal. There could be a number of reasons why a project receives the PARSIQ services for free. First, they can hold PARSIQ tokens. That's one option. Another option is there are trials, integrations, tests, which do not require upfront payment. Only after the setup is completed, the trial periods, the payments start. And third is there can be all kinds of special agreements based on value that they can bring mutually. And actually, I think that giving PARSIQ services for free for specifically monitoring and using them to monitor IQ pools for the enterprise in question is a really good idea. And sort of my view and how I think we should go about it is that as a value add, this could be offered for free. However, the underlying protocols, the projects, the games who will be deploying renting contracts, renting pools on IQ protocol, integrating IQ protocol, they will IQ protocol will take a small cut of all the rental fees, which will accumulate on the IQ DAO Treasury wallet. And maybe a much better solution would be that as these fees accumulate from all these projects who use IQ protocol, a cut from the rental fees, the DAO Treasury could pay for PARSIQ services, so rent the necessary amount of tokens based on the usage. I think that would be a major value add for those providing liquidity in the PRQ renting pools. Over 30 projects have signed up to implement IQ on their own platforms. What are the criteria for projects that will work with IQ protocol, and how do you ensure that the project is not a scam? Well, right now we're doing a lot of BD work, so we're working closely with the teams of these games, of these guilds and projects. We do some kind of like vetting, of course, but whether they will be successful long term or not, it's we don't know, and that doesn't matter. In the end, the vision is for it to be open source, free, and kind of self-service, so that projects can come and onboard without even getting in touch with the IQ Labs team. And it's kind of like Uniswap. So you don't have to contact the Uniswap Labs team to be able to deploy a liquidity pool, a trading pair in Uniswap. Just go and do that. So that's kind of the vision behind it. Currently, the market is quite gloomy. So, in your opinion, what is special about your project to create success at the present time? Well, in a gloomy market, it's pretty good to build and ship product and get actual value, deliver value to projects who are using the protocol and users interacting with the protocol. So I see IQ protocol will solve a lot of problems, including high entry barriers for people who cannot afford these assets to buy them, or they're afraid of the volatility of these assets. So they can pay a small fee to use them, either to earn more by playing or get any other types of benefits, while asset holders, NFT holders, and collectors who don't intend to use them anyway will be able to earn passive income. So it's a win-win for everyone. This kind of mechanism that allows for a permissionless and decentralized way of renting things without risk or collateral is a quite a missing piece of DeFi infrastructure for NFTs, especially. Could you tell us what the advantages will be for PRQ holders? Will rewards be redistributed, or perhaps they will have a voice to participate in the voting of the project? So IQ Labs is a separate entity from PARSIQ. It's spun out of PARSIQ, but it's a separate entity currently, mostly with its own dedicated team with a little overlap, and it will continue to be so. It's a completely decentralized protocol that we're building, which will be governed by DAO. So completely different to PARSIQ. With that being said, they benefit from each other. First of all, IQ protocol is what powers PARSIQ's tokenomics, which is the main benefit for PRQ holders. Without IQ protocol, the token still wouldn't have much utility, and would be no way to earn passive income from PRQ. So that's the main. And secondly, IQ protocol back end will be built. I'm kind of going more deeply into the new flagship product that we're building for PARSIQ right now. But IQ protocol is a DeFi protocol, and that's going to be dApps and DeFi protocols will be a main focus of PARSIQ's new flagship product. So dApps can build their backends on PARSIQ's new product, and this is exactly why IQ will be the first user of this new product. And like I said, we intend to from the IQ DAO treasury. I think it makes sense for the IQ DAO treasury to pay PARSIQ for all the pools for monitoring and solving their problems. So there's plenty of advantages here. What is the token utility for IQT? So we will publish a detailed blog post and a tokenomics document regarding this. But at a high level, it will be a governance and utility token. So token holders can vote on protocol proposals, on treasury, on a lot of things. And there will be a fee mechanism. As I mentioned before, the protocol will take a small cut of all the rental fees from all the games, all the projects integrated, which will be collected to the DAO treasury, and the treasury will be managed by the DAO. So token holders can vote what happens to the treasury, including giving out grants and or restaking those funds to increase the treasury, or buying IQT back from the market and burning it, for example. There will be also other things to do, like staking IQT similar. We have a concept called like IQ auction slots, similar to Polkadot parachain slots for projects who want to further incentivize people to rent or list assets for renting for their own project. But we will dive deeper into it once we're ready to announce the official information. How was PARSIQ's change of focus received by those in the Series A? Assumably great. Are they helping in anything currently? When is their unlock? So the Series A unlocks have started. It was a 12 months vesting, which will end, I think, end of June or so. So most of it actually has been unlocked, or end of May. Yes, so the change of focus, especially the focus on Web3, on DeFi, on dApps, the focused approach where we don't have to like build custom stuff for every client that comes in to solve their problems, but they can come and they can use and they can build on top of PARSIQ. I mean, moving towards partial decentralization, a PARSIQ DAO, and it's greatly, like they said, if you can pull it off, it can be huge. I mean, that's a direct quote from one of the investors. Any hint of IDO price for IQT? It will be the last round. The last round was at 10 cents per token, which is the final private round. So the IDO will be like a little bit above that, but it depends on the platform where we do it. So we have spoken to like most launchpads and token launch platforms in the space. We kind of identified the ones that we want to go for. So it's a process. Free non-PRQ pools launched. How do you feel the pool rollout is going? Do you feel that the process can be optimized and sped up, or is the integration of each going to be quite unique and time consuming? Well, it's a good question. It will be on a case-by-case basis. So far, the ones that have already launched, they're pretty happy with the integration. It was fast, it was seamless, really no concerns there. Now, for the pipeline that we have for fungible token renting, the current protocol that is live, from that pipeline, we may have a few that are going to need some special customizations, but not many. So luckily, the NFT version is built in a way that using the SDK, you can customize everything yourself. You can use default settings, you can customize. And the pipeline for NFT renting is bigger than for fungible tokens right now, although there is interest in both. Now that the roadmap is released, I want to ask you to where IQ Labs is heading. Can you please tell us a bit more about the plans, what we can expect from metaverse, especially multiverse renting? I don't want to give too much away, but obviously we will start with launching NFT renting, doing the front end for the marketplace of NFT renting, integrating games, integrating projects to launch their metaverses, what we'll call them IQ verses on IQ protocol, and we'll add more chains. The protocol will be multi-chain, so we are actually talking to a lot of big NFT focused chains, how we could work with them and deploy on their networks. But beyond that, the longer term vision is, rentals are the core concepts, right? But the longer term vision is, first of all, to be cross-chain, cross-platform, so compatible with different games, different metaverses, different dApps for different types of utility. We will definitely do like a major PR campaign around these concepts very soon. So keep your eyes peeled. I think no one is doing this concept in this space, at least that I know of. This is something unique that we're doing. So I don't see it as a strictly only NFT rental platform long term, but rather like DeFi for programmable NFTs, focusing on utility. Not just NFTs, fungible assets as well, but especially NFTs. So much more than just renting will be there long term. And keywords are cross-chain, cross-metaverses, and cross-platform. Can you list 1 to 3 killer features of this project that makes it ahead of its competitors? What is the competitive advantage your project has that you feel most confident about? Well, there are a lot. One is obviously we support all types of assets, fungible and non-fungible, so no one else does that, to my knowledge. Then the way we structured our derivatives, the IQ wrapped expirable versions of asset, is also, I believe, something that no one else does. It will allow for a lot of advantages for both projects integrating and third-party games and apps who might want to be compatible with those utilities. So it will be multiverse and IQverse are keywords here, but I can't spoil it entirely just yet. As I know, there was a VC round. How do you protect the chain from whales? Is there a vesting period? What is the biggest percentage that an entity could purchase in the pre-sale? The pre-sale amounts vary. The reason we have so many, 12 million plus is a sizable round. And the reason we have so many investors there is distribution. Wouldn't want a single one to have too large of a chunk. But everyone has vesting. So there's a 6-month cliff from token launch to all investors. That means for 6 months after token launch, no tokens will be unlocked. And after the cliff ends, the vesting ranges from 24 to 18 months, unlocked linearly, so block by block, day by day, for a period of 1.5 and 2 years after cliff end. So and actually, most investors were highly comfortable with that. and some even said they would have gone for a 1 year cliff with multiple years vesting. So I'm not particularly worried. I think if the product is successful, the protocol is successful and gets adoption, I wouldn't worry too much about uneven distribution. Can NFTs be used as an investment? Well, people buy NFTs as an investment, sort of as an investment all the time. So a lot of the times their goal is to make money from the NFT by selling it higher later. So whether it's speculation or it's long-term holding or a quick flip. So most people are buying NFTs not for their utilities or use cases, but to make money of them. But while they wait, they can actually earn passive income. And while they wait for the price to be at a level that they feel comfortable selling it, taking profit, then they can rent out its utility since they are not using it to other people. And everyone is happy. They earn money on their NFT holdings, and users can actually interact with these assets, use them for earn on them by playing games, by just paying a fee. Have airdrop for question at AMA. Not exactly sure what you mean. If the question is about the IQ protocol token airdrop, then yes, we will at some point reward early adopters of the IQ protocol, those who are interacting with it, especially providing liquidity, listing their assets, also renting assets, and so on. So everyone who is using IQ protocol at these early stages, at this beta stage, will be eligible for an airdrop. We haven't disclosed the logic behind the airdrop, at least not entirely. So, but yeah, it's ongoing, and definitely we will announce when the snapshot is done and the airdrop eligibility ends. Will PARSIQ's flagship product automatically borrow PRQ from the IQ pool? Well, the product will. I'm trying to understand it. Okay. So you mean users who use the clients, the users, the protocols who utilize PARSIQ's new flagship product, do they borrow PRQ? So everything will go through PRQ. We'll have stablecoin options, but it will go through PRQ. So if the client pays in stables, it gets converted into PRQ and streamed into the pool. So definitely, yeah. Can you share what is going to be the market cap of IQT at launch, and then what chain is going to launch initially? I cannot say the exact market cap right now because not the full supply obviously will be circulating, and we don't know the exact launch price because it depends heavily on the launch platform that we'll use. We'll definitely let you know the full breakdown once we've settled it. The idea is to launch the token, the native token, on Ethereum as an ERC20, and but at launch immediately, even prior to launch immediately, do bridges to other chains like Solana, maybe Polygon, maybe some others as well. So there will be opportunity to trade it on a number of chains with liquidity. Is there still a possibility to get whitelisted for IQT? Yes, so there will be more whitelist spots given away in different campaigns, in different forms. So best to do is probably follow our social media accounts, and you'll get the timely information. Last year it was said that 10 pools will be live on IQ by the end of Q1. Is this goal still possible? How many project tokens are currently being integrated? Well, it's a number. I mean, we do them one by one right now, but a big focus has gone to NFT rentals because that's where most demand is. While there is demand for fungible token renting, I cannot deny that NFT renting is more popular, provides more utility, more use cases, and so as you have seen, the pipeline of around like 30 projects that we've announced, and probably another 70 plus that we haven't announced. Some of them quite big games and guilds, and so obviously there will not be 10 pools by end of Q1, but we're quite happy with how we're doing. And once the NFT rentals launch next month, then we can see the number go to 10 quite fast, like really fast. The feedback and interest from projects and games and guilds have been tremendous. I mean, there are some huge players in the space of gaming, guilds, like social platforms, all kinds of that are interested. There are always some challenges because a lot of them are on different chains, not even Solana or Polygon or BSC, but other chains. Since we do live in a multi-chain reality, so that will always be a bottleneck. But yes, the interest has been huge. We're quite happy with the amazing pipeline that we've built, and we've announced only a fraction of who will come on board. I don't understand how PRQ will benefit from IQT. I covered that question at the beginning of the AMA. I mean, first and foremost, PRQ benefits from IQ protocol. It powers PARSIQ tokenomics, so that's for me that's enough of a benefit on itself. But in addition, like I said, there will be additional revenue because IQ protocol internally will be building its backend using the PARSIQ's new flagship product, and the projects who monitor so the pools who deploy their pools, they will the protocol DAO will take a cut of the revenue fees, and part of that will go as payment for PARSIQ monitoring of those pools. So there's like a lot of advantages, and personally I don't see how it doesn't benefit, or what are the disadvantages. So there are perfect synergies for both, as they will be using each other's technologies. Has there been an uptick in PRQ borrowed from the liquidity pool? Does this indicate new clients, customers, sales? Yeah, it's a combination of new customers as well as old ones renewing their subscriptions, and also some like custom development works on top of the PARSIQ platform that we're doing. So I predict this and next quarter will be quite decent in terms of the rental fees and the rental revenue. Alrighty, I think we've run out of questions. Yeah, the next PARSIQ AMA will be in 2 weeks. We will dive deeper into PARSIQ's plan for the future, the product, the DAO, and everything else. And the subsequent IQ Protocol AMAs with various team members will be on the IQ Protocol channel going forward. So thank you all for joining. The team will announce the winners at some point, and keep an eye out for updates. There's a lot of interesting things going on that I simply cannot mention yet. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and speak soon. Have a great weekend.